nice to have a private place like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Every now and then you
like
need
you
a
want
private
them.
bathroom. Yeah.
I could do without the like straining. Like I just wanted to knock and be like, sir, can I help you in any way? Like, can I give you some medicine?
You need some X-Lax.
Some encouragement.
You can do it. So I know I keep having these like best albergue stories, or you know, one ends up trumping another, but I think that we finally stayed in my most favorite one, La Bastide and Sahagún. The woman who works there, or well, owns it, she's from South Africa. She ended up being one of the sweetest ladies ever, and she treated us like, you know, adults, because I feel like a lot of the albergues kind of treat you like children. But it was very clean. The showers were nice. They had an elevator, so you didn't have to go up and down the stairs. I know that sounds lazy, but when your knees hurt and you want to take a break, it's nice to have it. And then she invited all of us to do a dinner. We drank some wine, and then the group of us even went outside and drank some more wine, and probably stayed up later than I have the whole Camino. But I was hanging out with folks from Germany, a couple others from the US, one from Belgium, and we were talking about just the cultural differences. But where else do you go where you have that many different nationalities just, you know, hanging out, drinking wine together and solving the world's problems? And just the different reasons of why some of them chose to walk. One of them that stood out in particular is a guy. He had no heartbeat and was resuscitated. So to more or less celebrate his second chance at life, he's out here walking the Camino. I mean, how crazy is that? But that's the kind of stuff you run into out here. Everybody's got their own story, and everybody has their own reasons, but everyone is like-minded enough to step away from the rat race and come do something to explore a different country, religion, or, you know, themselves. They're so fast. Well, this will teach you not to climb a tree. Today we hit León. The meseta is coming to an end, and for the first time in a while, we saw something other than flat ground in the distance. We saw some beautiful mountains, and I've heard that after León, things start to get a little bit more interesting again, and the terrain changes once again. But I know a lot of folks do skip the meseta, but I like to see different areas. I mean, that's like on, you know, the PCT out west, and even on the CDT, you start with a lot of desert. And I think it really allows you to wrap your mind around how diverse an area can be, and even the subcultures that exist within those areas. I would say for sure that desert people are a little bit different than city people, that are a little bit different than folks who live in the mountains, mountain folks. So I'm really glad that the Camino does go through the plains area, just so, you know, you mix it up a little bit.
After a concert, or
You see why we've only done 4 miles?
The biggest crawdad I have ever seen, if that's what it is. One of the things that I really love as I'm approaching these villages or towns or even the bigger cities is you just never know what you're gonna get. You don't know what the albergue is gonna look like where you stay. You don't know the experiences that you're gonna have there, or the people that you'll meet from different countries, and the food. Come on, keep eating. You hungry? That's cool. Oh. This is what mamas mean when they say look both ways. Crossing the road or you'll get squished like a pancake. We stopped in toward the cathedral, and it was really pretty. I found out a little bit more about the actual architecture though. Leon's Cathedral is the traditional Gothic style cathedral, and at first when they were building those cathedrals, they would build them just with very thick walls, and they thought that they really had to have it all, you know, reinforced. But then they started building more rib-like structures and realized that in between those ribs, they could fill in with things like glass, for example. So then the cathedrals were a little bit more well lit with light coming through. And they said that they felt like that was a better way to honor God because of the light entering the cathedral. So I thought that was really cool, and at least that's what I gathered from the very limited knowledge I have of architecture. But I appreciated that they explained why things were built how they originally were and how they evolved. Wow, Montana. Look at this neat spiny tree. I actually touched it to make sure it was real. It's definitely real. And the bark is spiny too. It looks like something out of a video game. Bonita. We just had a real conversation. Kind of. I mean, it's very limited. We asked him if he's from here, and we told him we're peregrinas on the Camino, and when we started, and that we're continuing on Saturday. Sábado. We got this, Montana. I'm such a child. I obviously do not know this situation, but it's been made very clear that folks are not happy about the Castilla y León. They want León solo. So if any of y'all know what's going on with that, you should enlighten us. This is Montana's first trail magic. And they even have stamps out here for us. Like true trail magic. So even though this pilgrimage is certainly a path where you can spoil yourself, you're still only able to get what's available to you. So yes, you'll have a bed, and yes, you might have coffee. You still have to do without certain comforts sometimes that you probably are used to. So I still think that there's a chance for growth in that way out here on this pilgrimage that still has so many luxuries. I'm sick of these flies, I'll tell you that. Okay, I'm good. I'm good now. It's beginning to look a lot like autumn. I said you can make it gather. Ah! One down. Oh? Oh? Hey! It has been quite a blustery day today, and we've been walking near the road most of the day. Some days are more off in farmland areas or even some designated paths for the Camino. Today we're on a designated path for the Camino. It just happens to be right next to a pretty busy road. And I know a lot of folks talk about the Camino and how they don't want to road walk nonstop, and that's fine and all. But I just think it's so cool. I looked at the map today and we passed mile 300 actually, so it was just neat to see that we have almost walked across the country of Spain. So not only have we now visited a different country and experienced their culture in different regions of the country, but also just walked across it. And I mean, that's just really cool to me. So regardless if I had to walk roads to do that or not, it's been an amazing journey and I have learned so much.